my quest to being great. This is also a man you're talking about that I've beaten twice now. Hey, but you know what they say, third time's the charm, right?
But now it's time.
I have zero empathy for human life. I have no regard for anybody. You choose to do this with me, I will walk you like a dog.
I get it, love, they love me long time.
And as much as you found me, Swerve, I found you. But the one thing that I lost sight of was the AEW World Championship.
I get it,
And I will make it mine.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, all right? Make sure you log it in and you remember to check out my good friends over at the Broken Table Podcast live on YouTube. These are some of my good friends. They have some of the best topics going on. They're talking about a lot of good things. And also, they like to put over the Prince Nana dance. Hey, I swerve and I drive. I swerve and I drive. Hey. Don't forget, tune in, log on to the Broken Tables Podcast live on YouTube, my friends.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Broken Tables Podcast. I am your host, Jeffrey Vegas, here with our AEW Saturday Night Collision review. I thought this was a great collision. Unfortunately, Rome is not here with us tonight. He did have a loss in the family. A frequent visitor to the podcast here, Tiger, has passed away. He was Rome's long time cat. I'm not sure how many years Rome has had him, but a long time. So all our wishes go out to you, Rome. You know, I know how you feel. Just lost Sheba. What is it? Like 2 weeks now, maybe a week. I think yesterday was a week. Oh, jeez. It's a tough time when you lose a pet. AEW Collision came to us from Henderson, Nevada. This is basically Las Vegas. If you know anything about Las Vegas, it's kind of like an outlying little city. Like Philadelphia has like Fishtown, stuff like that. You know, this is Henderson. My old stomping grounds. This is where I grew up many years as a kid and then as a young man as well. So that was pretty cool that they were in my... I'd never heard of this arena. This arena must have been built since I've moved to 13 years ago now. Wow. Right? They definitely must have built this arena after I moved, or I don't know. I'd never heard of this arena, but it looked really nice on the inside. The crowd was decent. I wouldn't give them any like props for being a great crowd or anything, but I wouldn't knock them as being a bad crowd either. And we started the night off with the Blackpool Combat Club, Jon Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli versus Star Jr. and Esfinge. This match ruled. I am absolutely loving this CMLL invasion type thing. Am I in Vegas? No, I am now in Philadelphia or just outside of it. But I was born and raised in Las Vegas there, Macho. Long time. It's my hometown, Las Vegas. But this match, Blackpool Combat Club versus the CMLL Stars, this was awesome. I love this Star Jr. guy. I'm not trying to poach any more talent from other organizations, but man, this Star Jr. guy was incredible. He would be an awesome addition. Can't wait till we get Bandito back on TV, stuff like that. Oh, let's go. But this was great. There was a really cool spot where Claudio did a gorilla press onto Star Jr. And he basically tossed him into a RKO or a cutter from Moxley. That was badass. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. Really enjoyed that. That was pretty cool. Um, Moxley locks in an armbar, gets the tap out on Star Jr. Now, I did see in our Discord a little bit of discourse that these CMLL guys aren't getting any wins. And, I did point out that Mystico got his win on Friday, but that was against Matt Sydal. No one of any note. I agree with you on that one, Nat. I do hope that these CMLL guys start to get some wins. Otherwise, why would they continue to invade? You know what I mean? It would seem weird, like someone running into a brick wall. Yeah, but we'll see where it goes. Nat says absolutely zero matches had any build to them except for the opener and the Mark versus Brody. I mean, sure. The women were the best match and the Brody King match was good. Yes, I agree there, Macho. Everyone beats Matt Sydal. Yeah, agreed. Moxley gets on the mic after the match and he says that, any team can get it. The Blackpool Combat Club putting everyone on notice. Anyone can get it. And FTR's music hits. I loved this here. I'm a big time FTR fan. I was wondering if Danny Garcia was going to come out with him, but he did not, which was good. I enjoyed this. And they just immediately started brawling. Didn't take but 10, 15 seconds, and they started fighting. I don't even think any words were said. It was just like face to face. Okay, let's fight. The whole locker room spilled out to break it up. I love the locker room, pull apart type things. This was great. Next up, we had Daniel Garcia versus Shane Taylor. Awesome match here for Daniel Garcia and Shane Taylor. I had been skeptical on Shane Taylor back and forth with the guy. I've seen good matches. I don't want to say boring because I really don't think any of his matches have been boring, but teetering the lines. This match was awesome. Absolutely loved this. Basically, Daniel Garcia worked over Shane Taylor's leg for a lot of the match. Shane Taylor was using his strength. He kept going after like the one hit finish type thing, heavyweight knockout blow. What's up, Andrea? Good show. Yeah, I agree. I thought this was a great show tonight, actually. And this match with Garcia and Shane Taylor was fantastic. After Garcia worked over the leg for most of the match, he puts him in what looked to be like I guess you would call it an ankle lock in MMA, not the traditional, Kurt Angle type ankle lock. This was a real MMA ankle lock, which picked up the tap out victory. So Daniel Garcia looking strong here. This was awesome. Great match. Shane Taylor definitely pulled me over towards the, give me more Shane Taylor column. That was a fantastic match from him. Next up, we had Eddie Kingston. He was cutting a promo on... he did like a small promo on the Young Bucks. What you did was horrible to Sting and Darby. And then he shifted his focus to Bryan Danielson. He challenges Bryan Danielson to a one-on-one match with one stipulation, that if Eddie wins, Danielson absolutely must shake his hand. Now, I'm like, you've already beaten him one-on-one, Eddie, and he didn't shake your hand. It's just, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I do want to see Eddie versus Danielson too. I have a feeling this one ends in some sort of draw, so we get a rubber match. But not exactly sure. We'll see where it goes. What up, Coog? So, Coog, this was my hometown. Did you think it was a good crowd or a bad crowd? I thought they were just right in the middle. I didn't think they were bad, but I didn't think they were anything to, give a shout out like, oh, great crowd. I didn't say Las Vegas is burnt out. You think it was a bad crowd? I thought they were just mediocre. And you got to understand, that was Henderson, which is not a larger part of the Vegas market, but the Vegas people should have been there. Henderson is part of Las Vegas. Like, I don't know. I've never seen that arena before either. But Kingston's promo was good. We'll see what goes on with this match with him and Danielson. Next up was Brian Cage versus the Outrunners. And the Outrunners had Chance, the mascot for the Las Vegas Golden Knights, the hockey team, the NHL hockey team. And this was a squash match. Brian Cage, basically he had said that if Hook can take these two guys, then I can take these two guys. And Brian Cage absolutely annihilated Turbo Floyd and Truth Magnum. Absolutely destroyed them. And I even wrote down here, like, is this setting up versus Hook? And then they started making all the references to Hook. And then Brian Cage started attacking after the bell, and he attacked Chance. Actually, I'm sorry. Let me back up. So Chance wanted to dance. That rhymes. Chance wanted to dance with Prince Nana. So him and Prince Nana in unison started doing the dance. But while Chance was doing the dance, my God, Brian Cage annihilated him from behind and took him out. So this was great. I loved this. It was a good spot. And Hook comes down to meet him halfway, and we get a Brian Cage and Hook brawling themselves into the back. I would have liked to have seen Hook actually take a little bit of a beating here. Brian Cage absolutely annihilated those two dudes, and Hook is a little child compared to Brian Cage. I do like the fact that these two are going to be feuding. I am absolutely into this. But I think right here, Hook should have taken some sort of just a power slam, or, just a good old fashioned, scoop and slam onto the ramp there. But it is what it is. They brawled into the back. Hook looks strong. Cage looks strong. This is a good segment. Next up was the Undisputed Kingdom with Ishii. I'm just not feeling this Undisputed Kingdom. I don't know what else to say. I feel like Toni should be getting the hint here. A lot of people on Twitter and all over the place are saying, like, listen, it's just not working. The Undisputed Kingdom is just not hitting. And you got to pivot on this one. I don't know what else to say. It's just not working. They basically tell Ishii if he wins the championship tonight that they'll be coming after him at Revolution. So, take that. It is what it is. And next up was the Rated R superstar Adam Copeland with Tony Schiavone in the ring. He began to talk about which championship he was going to be the number 3 contender for. And he was aiming at the TNT championship when Daniel Garcia came out to interrupt him. And I was a little confused for a moment of why it was Daniel Garcia. And Daniel Garcia's like, look, man, I've been winning a lot of matches too. And I want that TNT championship. You should let me challenge Christian. So Adam Copeland says, look, on Dynamite, you and me, 1-on-1. Whoever wins challenges Christian. And I actually really like this. There's not really any reason for Adam Copeland to kind of give up his number 3 spot like this. But it happens a lot in MMA where, like, the number 3 guy will face number 7 or number 8, stuff like that. We get, the numbers flip around. So I like this, Adam Copeland versus Daniel Garcia. I think that's going to be good. And Copeland just basically tells him he is going to absolutely whip his ass. So that should be good. Obviously, I feel like the Christian Cage patriarchy is going to get involved somehow in that. Yeah, I get it, Nat. I like the matchup. Makes sense from kayfabe, but from storyline, it's a little eh. I agree, but I'll take it. You know what I mean? It's nothing spectacular, but I'll take it. All right, let's see here. Next up, we had Stokely Hathaway with Chris Statlander and Willow, essentially challenging Julia Hart and Sky Blue to a match. I think we're going to be getting Willow versus Sky Blue was what I saw advertised, so that should be really good. I love this Stokely Hathaway being put with Statlander. Like, they were kind of hating each other for a while, but they're kind of like, I don't want to say forced to be together, but, you know, Stokely's like forcing himself in there. It's kind of a nice little, I'm wondering where this is going. So it's a nice little story they got going on in there. Nat says Copeland versus Garcia going to be a banger regardless. Just wish these two get in the ring. It would have had a better build. I mean, sure. This could have just been one of those builds of like Copeland being like, I want to face the younger talent. You know what I mean? Not a big deal for me for Daniel Garcia. He's still one of the young talent, you know, but I can see where you're coming from for sure. Next up, it was the House of Black's Brody King and Julia Hart. Brody King was facing Mark Briscoe in an absolute banger here. I mean, just when I was starting to get sick of seeing Mark Briscoe, but this match fucking kicked ass. I absolutely loved this match. Just when I thought it was going a little too long, the match got even better. So kudos to these guys for putting on a really, really good match here, especially Brody King. He's one of the only true monsters left in wrestling, like one of the true scary, like, if you met the guy in person, you'd be like, damn, this guy is pretty scary. You know what I mean? And love when this guy has these long, good matches like this. Mark Briscoe hitting a twisting moonsault off the top rope to the outside. Absolutely perfectly nailing Brody King and then just effortlessly landing on his feet. I had no idea Mark Briscoe had that in him. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. What up, Michael Duke? Hello on the Super Bowl Eve. Yes, Super Bowl Eve. Get your predictions in the chat. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? But this match was amazing. Mark Briscoe tried to set up a table and the referee would not let him. And Mark Briscoe yelled at the crowd, "Boo this man." And we got an awesome boo from the crowd. That was a great spot. But the table did stay precariously halfway set up. If you can imagine only one set of legs up on the table on the outside, it was there for a while. And Mark Briscoe goes to climb the top after a few minutes. Julia Hart climbs up, gets involved, casts her distraction, and Brody King shoves him off. A full front flip from Mark Briscoe through the table on the outside. An awesome shout out to the podcast. Thank you very much for the shout out. Brody gets him in the ring, hits him with the finisher. 1, 2, 3. Man, that was an awesome match from Mark Briscoe and Brody King. After the match, Julia Hart gets in the ring with a giant construction-sized nail. I used nails of this size when I built a log cabin house. They're like 12 inches long, and it looks just like a regular household nail, but humongous. And she absolutely annihilates Mark Briscoe's forehead. She stabs him right in the head, bleeding all over the place from Mark Briscoe. And Julia Hart, she is a terrible person. I think it was Tony Schiavone that said that after this spot. This was great. This was a very entertaining match. Love Julia Hart. Everything about her character. And I feel like this was the first hints of her and Brody King taking over the House of Black. You know, it's a known thing that Malachi and Buddy want to go back to the E to be with their significant others. If you didn't know, Malachi is married to Zelina Vega, and Buddy Murphy Matthews, forget which one he is right now, is with Rhea Ripley. So they want to go back. It's fine. It is what it is. Great match, great spot at the end. Loved every minute of it. Macho Savage says, sometimes the garbage indie style makes it more entertaining. Yeah. I don't like calling it a garbage indie style, man. I like calling it the non-WWE style. I hate WWE's style of matches nowadays. They're just boring. You know, unless you get some of the guys that just have that charisma, you know, it's a lot of their stuff is so boring. They focus on the story like a soap opera, you know. Next up was the bounty hunter, Brian Keith, getting an excellent promo, wearing an awesome cowboy hat with a rattlesnake wrapped around it. That shit was badass. Great promo from Brian Keith, putting the whole roster on notice. Like, Brian Keith is here, and he's ready to face anyone. So I really enjoyed this promo from Brian Keith. Glad he's getting his few moments to shine here. Oh, I know, Nat. I'm perfectly fine with Buddy going back. I really hope they play with the storyline and him to beat the shit out of Dom. I really do. I'm all there for it. Next up was Deonna Purrazzo versus Kiera Hogan. And man, both of these ladies looking absolutely fantastic. This was a great match. Kiera Hogan absolutely doing fantastic here. Deonna Purrazzo always looking great. I mean, just unbelievable. And it was a little bit of a quick match, you know, nothing super long. I think it might have been right around 5 minutes. But that disgusting, nasty submission from Deonna Purrazzo, she calls it the Venus de Milo, gets the tap out. She picks up the 1, 2, 3. And as Deonna Purrazzo's music is playing for celebrating her win, Timeless Toni Storm's music plays. So a little bit of mind games here. Toni Storm comes out for her match with Queen Aminata. And I have to tell you guys, I'm calling it here. I'm calling it now. Queen Aminata is the next big star in AEW in the women's division. Queen Aminata is going to absolutely explode here soon. She is fantastic in the ring. She's got a character that can be absolutely just leaned into with the Queen gimmick. I love everything about Queen Aminata. I mean, let's just not beat around the bush. The woman is absolutely gorgeous. She could win a Miss Universe contest. I'm like that blown away by how beautiful that woman is. And she is fantastic in the ring. And it feels like she's getting better and better every single time we see her out there too. So, you know, kudos to her putting on a fantastic match with the AEW Women's Champion Toni Storm tonight. Queen Aminata hitting a huge air raid crash. That shit looked awesome, but only picking up the 2 count. Toni Storm hits an awesome Storm Zero to pick up the 1, 2, 3 to pick up the win here. But I mean, I can't say enough about Queen Aminata. Like, you guys remember me saying this. She's the next big thing. Like, if they don't bring Athena over and she doesn't blow up, Queen Aminata is the next big thing because she's fantastic in the ring. Her gimmick is incredible. It feels like the crowd really, really enjoys seeing her, and that entrance is fantastic. I feel like she knows, you know, she knows she's good. She knows this is her chance. I mean, it is what it is. The Coog says Nigel quoting Madonna's Vogue was fantastic. Grace Kelly, Harlow Jean, picture of a beauty queen. Yeah, absolutely right. Queen Nat says just gonna watch for the halftime show. Nat, I watched for the commercials. I don't know if we're gonna get any good ones like back when we were kids. Well, when I was a kid, we used to get the really, really good Super Bowl commercials. Um, we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I'm gonna put down some money on the game, so we'll see. All right. Toni Storm cutting a promo after her match. I don't even know what to say about this promo other than I laughed so hard because Toni said, "You're going to regret that you are nothing more than a wart on my butthole." Back in my day, right now. Toni Storm's promos, man. Sometimes I wonder if she ran them by anyone in the back. But it got a huge laugh out of me. I laughed my ass off. If I had been drinking some water or something, it would have came out my nose. So I'm glad I wasn't taking a sip at that moment. Next up, it's time for the main event. Orange Cassidy versus Tomohiro Ishii. Oh, I said it right. I got it. This was a great match. I wasn't thrilled to see Ishii again. This guy's a little old. I hate using that word because I'm a little old, like who am I to say this? But the guy put on a great show here. They went 20 minutes and I got to hand it to him. This was an amazing match. And it's not like Orange Cassidy carried it or anything. This guy pulled his weight in the match tremendously. There was an awesome spot in this match here where Cassidy was given forearms to Ishii, and Ishii was no-selling him. Just looking at him like, nah, dude, come on, bring it. And all of a sudden, Cassidy was like, oh, shit, all right, go ahead. And Ishii chopped him so loud. I mean, this entire crowd was like, oh, it was one of the loudest chops I've ever heard. And I loved Ishii in this match. What else can I say? I was definitely wrong before the match, being kind of disappointed with this guy. This was fantastic. Orange Cassidy hits a huge orange punch, then a beach break, but only picks up the 2 count. He gets up, hits another orange punch, and gets a roll-up win for the 1, 2, 3. I was kind of surprised that they did the roll-up victory here, but Orange Cassidy does often do the roll-up victory. I was just surprised it was this kind of a roll-up. It was just your normal schoolboy, rolling down, get the roll-up. Him and Wheeler Yuta usually do some sort of a special roll-up, you know what I mean? Seatbelt, something specific, but it was fine. Cassidy picks up the win here. But the Undisputed Kingdom attack after the bell, and Ishii gets back up after the match, has his respect for Orange Cassidy, because I believe they are both in Chaos together over in New Japan. They are both members of Chaos, so it does make sense for Ishii to help Orange Cassidy. Ishii makes the save. Trent comes out as well to even out the odds there. I believe he is also in Chaos. So that's how we go off the air. Undisputed Kingdom attacking Orange Cassidy. And again, I'm not too fond on the Undisputed Kingdom here. I understand Toni had a plan for him, but we'll see where it goes, Hopefully the best friends take those Ring of Honor titles. I'll be completely cool with that, I'll be like, yay, So maybe we're doing one of those things where we're making some heels that I actually kind of want, like, I hate these guys. I really want somebody to beat these dudes. We may get to that point. What do you think of that, Nat? I actually think that might be where we're going. Hopefully the best friends can take those titles off of them. That would be a I actually wouldn't mind that at all. But great episode of Collision here tonight. I enjoyed it. Not quite as good as Dynamite by any means. Dynamite was absolutely fantastic this week. If you didn't catch Dynamite, we did do a Dynamite review, but I do absolutely recommend figuring out a way to go watch AEW Dynamite from Wednesday night. That was one of the best Dynamites in a long time. At least best of 2024. So go check out our review of Dynamite if you missed it, and then see if you can find some of the matches. What do you guys got going on in chat here? Let's see. Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends are both part of Chaos. I thought so, Nat. I thought so. Nat says, at the moment, I don't want them on TV at all. I don't care if they lose or win. Yeah, they're starting to get to that point for me. So, you know, it is what it is. Michael Duke says, gonna see Reba singing the national anthem the second time since 1974. Michael Duke, I'm a huge Reba fan. Like, there's probably a secret I shouldn't be telling, but I'm a huge country music fan. I grew up listening to country with my mom and dad. So, like, it's like my second music behind death metal, which is really funny. Nothing new, like, within the last 10 years, you know what I'm saying? But, like, the old school Garth Brooks, Reba McEntire, those guys, that was my shit when I was a kid. So it's going to be really good to see Reba singing the anthem. Can't wait. Nat says grandmother's going to be excited to see Reba. Oh, yeah, I love Reba. Love her. Nat says at one point, Trent was part of a trio with Ishii and someone else back in 2016. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that. All right. Yeah, my mom loves Reba too. Absolutely. All right. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find out what's going on Dynamite. Give me 1 second. All right, so we do have an early lineup for Dynamite's 214. So it looks like the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, please don't find me, versus Top Flight, Dante and Darius Martin. Adam Copeland versus Daniel Garcia. Nice. Toni Storm's new film, Wet Ink, will debut. That's a doozy of a name for that film of hers, Wet Ink. Next up, we got Willow Nightingale versus Sky Blue. That's going to be fantastic. Whoa, that's going to be a good match. I really hope it winds up being a good match. That has a chance to make 2 stars really shine in the women's division. We will also hear from Samoa Joe. We'll hear from Swerve Strickland and Hangman Adam Page. So Dynamite's looking pretty badass so far. We got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 matches so far. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson versus Top Flight, Adam Copeland, Daniel Garcia, and Willow versus Sky Blue. We should get at least 2 more matches. I would assume we get 2 more added to that. Hell yeah. All right, let's see what else going on in chat. Michael Duke says, can't wait, bought some food for the Super Bowl. Yeah, same here, man. We're going to do it up. 2016 was when Ishii was the Ring of Honor television champion. He lost the title to Bobby Fish and then was feuding with LFI Japan with Chaos. Nice. Did you look that up or do you know that? If you know that, that is awesome, Nat. Because I didn't know that. Subs and chips for the game? Okay. What kind of sub? You guys go turkey? You guys go roast beef? You do a combination, mix it up? I'm a big turkey guy. Turkey, bacon. Yeah. So real quick, let's go over the amount of wrestling on wrestling shows this week. So SmackDown, a 2-hour show, had 39 minutes. which would be 33% of their show. Raw had 69 minutes on a 3-hour show, which would be 38 minutes. And this is of wrestling, of like actual bell-to-bell wrestling time. Rampage, which is a 1-hour show, had 30 minutes, which is a whopping 50%. Way more than Raw or SmackDown percentage-wise. Collision had 65 minutes for a 2-hour show, which is 54%, still getting better there. And AEW Dynamite this week, topping the chart at 80 minutes of wrestling time, 67% of the show. So AEW is making it absolutely abundantly clear. If you enjoy people telling stories on the microphone, backstage, advertisements, whatever, SmackDown's where you belong. If you enjoy wrestling, if you enjoy the wrestlers in the ring putting on a show, and I'll tell you what, at least one match per night almost, I see something I've never seen before. And that seems to be something that AEW does fantastically, is they put on these bangers, just absolute banger after banger, match after match that we didn't even realize we needed or wanted. Like these CMLL guys versus the Blackpool Combat Club guys, all of these matches have been incredible. You know, and it's like something I didn't even know I needed. And now I want more, you know? And it's just a testament to, if you want wrestling, watch AEW. If you want storyline, you can go watch WWE. It's that simple at this point. I mean, it's blatantly obvious in those percentages I gave you. 38% for Raw, 33% of the show for SmackDown. Every AEW show above 50% wrestling time. I mean, Rampage is the only one right on the border, 50%. Collision right there, 54%. So, I mean, they're doing their fair amount of sports storytelling, you know. Okay, you can't deny that. But, you know, Dynamite, if you want wrestling, man, there you go. 67%. I love it. Queen Nat says you go tuna. And she goes ham and roast beef. Ooh, nice, nice. Michael Duke's got sliders, chips, cheese balls, flavored crackers, trail mix sodas. Nice. AEW is a wrestling show. WWE is a soap opera with fighting. I've been saying that since I was 16 years old, Nat, when people are like, you watch wrestling? And I'm like, it's just the male soap opera, you know, and that's just what it is. It's what it's always been. And I really enjoy how that's not what AEW really is, you know? I mean, it follows the same lines, but it crosses those lines, you know what I mean? Michael Duke says turkey and pepper jack. Oh, that's my shit right there. Turkey and pepper jack, man. Ham and Swiss also, yeah. Mom's allergic to pepper. Oh. Macho, we are not planning on going to WrestleMania. No. Nope. Nat says, fine with a 4 or 5 minute promo where he's like, hey, I don't like you, or hey, I want your title, I'm going to fight you for it, but 60% of the show, yeah, that's wild. So SmackDown is the exact opposite of Dynamite. So 33% is the 67%. Right? So SmackDown had 33% wrestling. Dynamite had 67%. That equals your 2 hours right there. That's funny. Planning to pirate WrestleMania, if that counts? Yes, me as well. And I don't feel bad telling you guys how to pirate it either. Google wrestling, or Google watch wrestling. And, you know, results will come up that will lead you to watch any wrestling event you want. But I always advise you to support the actual artists on their websites. All right, so yeah, who does everybody got for the Super Bowl? Coog is leaning 49ers. So I do not have Peacock. Absolutely not. When Peacock was no longer given to me for free, me and Rome had it for free, right? Because of our Comcast cable or whatever it was. That went away. That's no longer a free thing. I do not have Peacock. Nope, I'm not paying for that shit. Hell no. I'd like to keep going along with the gimmick nap, but it's definitely not a thing. I haven't, yeah, no. So back to the Super Bowl here. So I have two theories on the Super Bowl. If it's rigged, Mahomes and the Chiefs are winning. The refs are going to help them out, just like they did against the Eagles. Taylor Swift is going to be all like, yeah! They're going to show her 1,000 times. Her and Travis Kelce are going to be up on the podium. Travis Kelce's going to be MVP. Yeah! I'm Mr. Pfizer. They're going to go to the White House, and Taylor Swift's going to endorse Biden. They're going to get the Swiftie army on Biden's side. That's the planned out version, right? That's the NFL is rigged version. If the NFL is not rigged and the better team is going to win, the 49ers should absolutely fucking annihilate the Chiefs. I truly and honestly believe the 49ers on the field are a way better football team. What up, Jordan? I'm not a rigged person, but there's always the chatter. Like, even on my wife's Facebook, it's going crazy with the Super Bowl being rigged. It's wild how many posts there are, and I don't even go on Facebook at all. If I ever miss anyone's birthday, like that's a friend of mine on Facebook, it's because I don't go on Facebook. Yeah, sports is WWE. It's all scripted now. I like Macho. There's some truth to it. I've seen some videos of some crazy shit. Like, there's a dude who points out that you ever see those interceptions where you're like, who the fuck was he throwing that to? What the hell was that? This guy's like, these quarterbacks are paid to throw interceptions. Like, I forget the quarterback that this one video was on. What's this guy's name? Derek Carr. Derek Carr is one of the highest paid quarterbacks of all time. He's made so much money to throw some of the most awful interceptions you have ever seen. There's a video that this guy put together on Derek Carr's interceptions where he's just playing lights out in a game. He's playing absolutely incredible. And is out of nowhere to lose the game. Derek Carr's just like, oh, hey, there's the safety. Boom. Right in his chest. You know, it's wild. Oh, no. I'm not saying like every single game and every single play is scripted, Jordan, at all. No, not at all. But I am sure that there are games here and there where some weird shit has happened that you've seen, like with a ref throwing a flag. There was a couple of years ago, I had a Reddit post that went insane. I would have to go find it because I haven't touched my Reddit in years. There was a flag thrown before the play started for holding. And I was like, wait, what? Did that ref just throw his flag before the play started? And I shit you not, like before the ball is even snapped, the ref grabs his flag, puts it in his hand, and as soon as the ball is snapped, he just throws it up. And it makes it look like it's defense, coming across the line. And they're like, yep, holding offense. And I'm like, dude, I rewound it. I had the DVR. I rewound it. I made a GIF on it. I was like, look at this ref throwing the flag before the game or before the play. Yeah, the refs do stuff, absolutely, Jordan. But I'm not saying every game and all that stuff is rigged. No, by no means am I saying any of that crap. But you know, yeah, that one dude went to prison for it. Absolutely. After I forget how he got caught, but that dude got busted. But yeah, I want the 49ers to win. When I was a kid from Las Vegas, there were really no teams to cheer for other than the Raiders or the Niners. Absolutely hated the Raiders. A lot of the gang members in the area would be Raiders fans, so it was kind of like, yeah, let's stay away from the Raiders. So you were kind of like either a 49ers or a Chargers fan as a kid in Vegas. Some people gravitated towards the Arizona Cardinals. I didn't like Arizona, you know what I mean? It's across the river, it's across the dam, so I felt like that was like, but California was across the mountains, so it is what it is. But yeah, Nat, remember when the Lions got screwed? Yeah, you hit that one. Go Buccaneers, says Jordan. Yeah, Purple, that's what I was saying earlier. That's pretty much the reason that I watch the Super Bowl now, the commercials. Hopefully we get some good commercials this year, but they have definitely been meh lately. It'd be nice if we get some good ones. Joe Montana, what? Joe Montana fan? Yeah, absolutely a Joe Montana fan, Coog. Second greatest quarterback of all time, man. Absolutely. Well, pretty soon here, we're going to have to call him the third greatest quarterback of all time. If Patrick Mahomes wins this one, I don't know. Obviously, Tom Brady being number one, if anybody was wondering. Behind Brady, yeah, there you go, Jordan. And I'm not a Brady fan. Don't get me wrong here. I was a Brady hater his entire career, but you can't deny he's the greatest ever. Going over to Tampa Bay. And I can understand how people have Montana, but it's almost undeniable, Coog. People try to tell me, oh, Tom Brady cheated. And I'm like, listen, if you're going to try to tell me taking a couple of pounds out of the football is cheating and he's going to throw better, like, listen, man, no. I hate Brady as much as anybody, but it is what it is. Peyton Manning is my number one regular season quarterback. In the regular season, Peyton Manning absolutely annihilated everyone. Whatever reason, he couldn't play in the cold, I think was the stereotype the whole time for him. Whatever it was, Peyton struggled in the postseason and in the Super Bowl. But I did love me some Peyton Manning, man. Love Peyton Manning. Three losses in Super Bowls hurts Brady. Yeah, but like 8 appearances, wasn't it? Was it 8 or 9? How many did the guy win? Did he get one for his thumb? That's one of the reasons I might not want the 49ers to win. Nat, us being Steelers fans, I think we're the only team that has 6 Super Bowls. I think he got 5 with the Patriots and 1 with the Buccaneers. The Patriots have 6? Damn. Oh, yeah, I love me some Terry Bradshaw. He's got the 4 Super Bowls for the Steelers, absolutely. Almost had 5 in a row. They went back-to-back, skipped a year, then went back-to-back again. That's impressive. That's Brady-like, you know. Back in the day when they could just fucking kill each other. When those defenses had dudes like Mean Joe Green. Oof. Could you imagine playing against those toothless animals? Although those dudes today are pretty tip-top elite athletes. So what I would say if you're going to try to bet on the game, I'm making 2 bets. One bet is going to be on the Chiefs winning, and I'm going to have Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry, not Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to have Travis Kelce with 2 touchdowns. And a couple of other things like Travis Kelce over 50 yards, over X amount of catches. I haven't decided on the catches yet. But if the Chiefs are going to win, Travis Kelce's going to go off, right? So make your bet with the Chiefs to win, Kelce to have a bunch of good stuff. And then I'm going to make another bet with the 49ers to win. And I'm going to have Christian McCaffrey having a bunch of good stuff. So, like, depending on which team wins, that player should have a really good day. So you can make both of those bets. Like, say you make a $5 bet and then do a bunch of things. Your $5 could make you well back your 10 that you spent. So. And I think DraftKings is offering $150. If you make a $5 bet, you get $150 for free. And then, what's the other one? FanDuel, I think, is giving you $200. I might sign up with FanDuel tomorrow. I might do it before the game, get the FanDuel account and throw down a $5 bet and then get the free $200 and then just spam a bunch of free bets on the Super Bowl. Might be a good idea. And literally with DraftKings, I only deposited $25 and I used my PayPal, which was great. I love using stuff that lets me use PayPal. I only put $25 in. I made a $5 bet and they gave me $150 in free bets. I'm not even sponsored by them. I'm mentioning their rival in the same sentences, so. But I'm going to try to get the free from the other one from FanDuel now. So yeah, Brady won 7. You know, he went to 9 championships. Like, I get it, but if it wasn't for that miracle catch on his helmet, that doofus, Peyton Manning's doofus little brother, he wouldn't have his Super Bowl. That catch still to this day blows my mind. Caught the ball up against his helmet to save the game. The game was over right there. That was insane. Greatest Super Bowl team I ever saw was the 1978 Pittsburgh Steelers. Steel Curtain. Hall of Famers at almost every position. Absolutely. That was an amazing team. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for me. Everybody, please join the Discord if you have not already. The Discord will be in the chat. Somebody please hit !Discord and have that pop up for us if you don't mind. I would love to see you guys in the Discord in the sports section. And, we'll be talking about the Super Bowl during the entire game. Hopefully you guys will be there. And maybe I'll send in some of the pictures of my bets if you guys want to check them out. If I even get around to it. Hopefully I'll have time to make them. I really hope I do. So we shall see. On your guys' way out, please drop an elbow on that like button. If you have not hit the subscribe button, please do so. It is free along with the like button. They are both free and they tremendously help out the channel. We're trying to hit that 1,000 mark so we can get some ad revenue going. That would be amazing. But catch us Wednesday night for our Dynamite review, where we will be back. Should be a great episode of Dynamite. Looked pretty fantastic already. So we'll see how that goes. But until next time, I will catch you guys later. Top guys, out.